start under, hold on for a second. All right, yeah, hold on 1 second. Once you the heck, yeah, yeah. Once you understand that these organizations, these religious organizations, these groups are their origin is all of that. These Boule people. This is why they try to mislead you with so many different things. This is why, like, you can't even get certain things. Let's say if you come with if you put on a Christian uniform or a Muslim uniform, and you're not conforming to a certain dynamic or a certain way of doing things, belief and all of that different stuff, then you're not going to get any support from that mainstream line of things. You know what I'm saying? And the people that's behind it are on both sides. It's not just, it's, like this is like, if you're looking at, if you're trying to control people and you're trying to keep them in the dark, and you looking at them, and you see them, they still talking about what white people doing and all that different stuff. You know what's happening? They looking at, if you really is still on that level, and you think it is that you just your whole enemy thing is just them folks. They know you still in the dark. They gonna sit back and they gonna just giggle. They gonna giggle and laugh at you. You know why? Because it's more than just because it's not. It's both. Just like the more you get into the history of things, even when you get into the history of let's say the so-called Civil War and what was going on inside that conflict, and you realize that most of what you think about it is not even true. And second of all, the people that were involved on both sides will blow your mind. Right? It will blow your mind. Right? Now, hey, in the South, you had melanated people, and you had pale, light-skinned people. Right? Okay. Same way you had the same thing going on up north. Right? It was always both on both sides. Right? And a lot of us, most of us have been brainwashed through Hollywood, through the reconstruction of history, and our views on what was going on back then is wrong because it's not the truth. What we was taught was lies, so we don't really, we're not understanding history properly because we haven't been told the real story. You see what I'm saying? So all of this, what I'm just saying, Boule stuff. I'm not saying everybody back then was this, that, or the third. I mean, like the people that were running the South. Some of these people are the Boule, but some of them not. Same thing up north. Same thing going up north, right? And that's why you got all that. You got different symbolisms and stuff like that with the double handshake thing. With the handshake, you'll see two hands shaking hands and all that. All of that stuff means something. That's why you can't just be on one thing, and you just can't take what somebody say as a, as 100 complete truth. But that's just something to think about. But she was, and getting, and she also touched on, well, she spoke on a couple buildings because she's from Philly and I'm from Philly too. So, I always find her stuff interesting when she talks about certain things. Oh yeah, and you should follow her on TikTok. Her name is Jenny the John. Yeah, Jenny the John on TikTok. Follow her. Yeah. She working. She definitely yeah, you know what I mean. But she was talking about what's the word? These people, these Boule people who basically started it all, back in, I don't remember the exact year she said, 1903, 1904. I'm well aware of this stuff. I just don't memorize the dates and stuff, but I know exactly what she's talking about. And but they have a fascination with old world architecture and old world civilizations and old world just ways of being. And she spoke about the Romans, the Egyptians, the so-called Romans, the so-called Egyptians, Babylonians, all the different stuff. They are like